This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach. Do this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. Let's go ahead and open up that waiting room and let people in. So excited to see new names, familiar names. It is just, it brings joy to my heart to see that people are interested in investing time in themselves. And today we have a new guest with us who has kind of connected those dots in, hey, food, wellness, they're the same, or they should be. So today we have Denise Thibodeau, and she is a passionate home cook, a wellness advocate, an IWH, Institute of Holistic Health, trained holistic health coach who has dedicated more than a decade to helping families create healthier kitchens and healthier lives. With her warm, down-to-earth personality and her love for simple, wholesome meals, she has built a small community as a clean cooking mentor. And I'm super excited that she's going to be here with us as she's teaching busy moms, professionals, and families how to prepare meals that are fast, affordable, and nutritious. So she has continued her health journey where she began exploring deeper layers of health beyond food alone, which led her as, maybe not by choice, but, pieces fall in place for a reason. And it brought her to Youngevity, which then she found the Institute of Holistic Health, where she's expanding her knowledge of nutrition, mineral balance, and natural wellness. And today she proudly embraces, and she's going to be teaching us about the YGY way of health, integrating not only Youngevity's 90 essential nutrients, but also what is known as the YGY Easy Eats. So friends, you're going to want to take notes, listen up, and just as a reminder, this program is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor is it meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any disease. But here on Daily with Doc, we are sharing information that empowers you as an individual to be able to take more control over your own health journey. And folks, on this journey, you may be needing to make a U-turn, and U-turns are allowed at any time. You do not have to have a sign or a light or a wide enough space to make that turn. So thank you so much for joining us. My name is Becca Dukes. As the producer and hostess of this show, it is my honor and privilege to share my knowledge and my friends with you, as I am a certified holistic health coach as well. I'm also a certified naturopathic practitioner and the director of student services for the Institute of Holistic Health, where we are empowering coaches around the world and helping them create healthier families, healthier communities, and together we are creating a healthier world. So we invite you to join us. Make sure that you get back with the person that shared this program with you, as this program, Daily with Doc and Becca, is a resource for an amazing community. And we want to make sure that you get back with the person that shared this program and say, hey, thank you for sharing this information with me. How can I get started? And if there's no one to thank, I do have a call team standing by at 855-949-3377. Well, folks, let me bring on the screen with me my amazing guest today. And, Denise, you are just a breath of fresh air, as you're warm, you're welcoming, you are not afraid to put yourself out there. You're not afraid to open your mouth and speak your truth. And I know that, easy cooking, you've got an amazing story. So I'm looking forward to you sharing your story and creating that fast stuff, but it's not only fast, but nutritious. So welcome, Denise, to Daily with Dog and Becca.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. This is a real honor to be on this program. I've been listening in the background, and I go back to all the YouTubes and everything, and I watch, and I just have to say this community is one of kindness, one of really deep knowledge and understanding, and just a community that embraces everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. You're loved by this company and the community, and that means a lot as a newcomer that's you know stumbled into this company. So I guess I was going to start with the roots of my food story. So again, I'm Denise, and honestly, I've been cooking, or I've been in the kitchen before I could even, you know, my mother would have a little stool for me, and I would jump on the stool and I'd start cooking with my mom. And as a child, we would gather as a group of family members, and we were always in the kitchen. And I cooked with my grandmothers, my mom, my older sisters, and we would chop, we would slice, we would dice, and I'd hear stories. And I really truly feel the kitchen is the heart of the home. And I have a really funny story. I remember I was probably about 12 years old, and I said, Mom, I'm going to make some cookies. And I was making some, we were very poor, and every ingredient mattered. And so she says, okay, go ahead and make cookies. And I decided to make these cookies, and I put a cup of salt into my cookies instead of the sugar. And I remember my aunt was there, and I baked up the cookies. They looked amazing, and they took one bite. And my mother goes, "What did you do?" And my mom didn't scold me. My mom said, "Okay, that was an error. Keep cooking." So those are things that were like, mom always just let me do whatever. And mistakes in the kitchen are okay. That's what I have to say. And then when I was 14, I had an opportunity with one of my favorite aunts to go to the family farm, because I come from a very small community, to take care of a few cousins. But my main job was to cook for the hired hand, like my uncles that were in the field and the hired hands. And I'm not kidding you. At 14, I was feeding anywhere from 10 to 14 people lunch every single day. And this wasn't about making sandwiches for my uncles and the hired hands. This was about making big meals and a pot of homemade soup every single day. And I would throw whatever ingredients in. I was never reading ingredients at that point. And then these men would walk in, they were starving, they would sit down, and then they would just eat the grub, and then we'd go, "Oh my God, that's so good." And it kind of like brought hope. Like, I was like, it was very encouraging to have your uncles and the hired hands and everybody kind of encouraging you to get into the kitchen. And today I think we've lost, a lot of us have, never experienced that. And a lot of people don't like the kitchen, but the kitchen is where the heart of the home is, and the kitchen is where health starts from, and not, in my opinion. So I'm going to fast forward now into the 1990s. I'm a new mom. I have a couple of kids. I'm working full time. I'm juggling work, home, kids. I had a 2-hour commute to work. I was in the engineering field at the time, and we were busy. And, sometimes I know how to cook, but I turn to convenience foods. And what are the convenience foods? I would push my cart down the grocery store aisle. I would pick up the frozen, entrees, lasagnas. I would pick up all these things because I was busy. I'd pick up packages from the aisles that were like packages that had a lot of chemicals, super salty, stir fry, think taco spices, think the sauces, the salad dressings, all those things that we typically pull off and then throw into our carts. And, one of the things I was doing at 40, well, I was probably about 35. I was quite addicted to sodas. So every single night I would have a soda, and I would drink that soda while I was making dinner. And that went on for years. So I was eating I was cooking, at times I was cooking regular food, but a lot of times I was relying on that convenience food. And then suddenly when I hit 40, it's like my body went, something's going on, girl. And I started having digestion issues. I started having major migraine headaches all the time. My body was aching. Like I'd wake up in the morning and my knee hurt, then my this hurt and that hurt. And then inflammation showed up. I was starting that, menopause, which was kind of starting to whisper, and then it went into a big shout, and it's all of a sudden the weight's going all over the place, and my body is just out of balance, and it's talking to me. It's talking to me, but I had no idea why it was talking to me at this point. So this is in the about 2003, 2005. I'm starting to really not feel well. I'm still cooking with the convenience foods. And then my friend who in 2005 was a nutritionist, and everybody thought she was a weirdo because she started telling me, you got to stop eating, drinking those sodas. You got to start looking at the labels. You got to start reducing this. MSG is not good for you. And she was just always nattering at me, I felt. And then she says, if you want to get better, you're going to have to look at your diet. And I went, okay, I will. So it was a big journey. I cut all the sweets. I think sodas can be very addictive. It calls your name. And I had to reduce myself. Like I literally have stopped all sugary drinks completely. So that was a big win, because one of the things that I'll share with you guys is that when you're reading labels, when you're looking at the sugar, 4 grams of sugar is a cube of sugar. So if you take a number, let's say 20 on the label, and you divide it by 4, you're actually eating 5 cubes of sugar. And would I physically eat 5 cubes of sugar? No, but that's what I was doing every time I was drinking a soda, right? So I decided to start cutting out gluten, reducing the salt, reducing the sugar, looking at the labels, and going back to whole food cooking. So I started managing what that would look like. So meal plans started coming into my life, and that wasn't easy. It was like this journey of coming back to the old way of cooking. And when I started reading the labels, I honestly, reading labels, I couldn't unsee now the junk, the salt, the sugar that was hidden in all those packages, the boxes, the sauces, everything, right? And so I had to really turn that around and figure out, how am I going to cook without all the stuff in it? Because MSG was a huge trigger for migraine headaches for me at the time. So here's 2005. I'm starting to clean up my diet. I'm looking at things, and I discovered a spice company that came into my life, and they actually cared about the ingredients they were using to manufacture the spices. And we may not think about the spices, right? That they can be very dirty. So I fell in love with this brand of amazing spice blends. And then the company opened up an opportunity that you could join them. So I joined them, and I had a 20 years of incredible journey with this company. I was teaching people how to bring meals to the table in 20 minutes or less. We had a mantra, raw to ready in 20, cooking with these really clean ingredients, and just really helping people come back to the table and demyth the fact that cooking was hard. And then in 2024, or in 2025 here, January 24th, everything shifted. Almost overnight, the business that I had built in 20 years was completely gone. The blends that I was so used to cooking with for 2 decades discontinued. And the life that I had woven around this company completely disappeared. And in one word, I was devastated. Like, I'm like, what do I do here? And I didn't know how. I got to find spices to cook with again, because I'm not going back to the grocery store. I'm not going to be picking up that stuff. So I was really trying to find something that was cleaner. And then we had this company show up I had this company show up in my doorstep called Youngevity, and had no idea what this company was all about. To be honest, I didn't know what to expect. They were a wellness company. I was a foodie girl, right? I'm not a wellness girl. I'm a foodie girl. I know that eating well is important, but my focus was on spices, clean eating. And then as my heart moved forward and I started to discover who Dr. Wallach was and the principles, like what he has dedicated his life for. And then I started meeting, all of the team and the science, like pharmacist Ben and Dr. Laura Dennison and all these people. I'm like, whoa, there's a bigger story here. There's a bigger understanding. And then that shifted when I decided to become an IWH certified coach, where I got deeper into the understanding of what makes a healthy person, right? Food is the base, but then there's other things that we need because the world has just, everything's depleted. So Youngevity came in because they wanted to start a line of spice blends that were clean, and that was so super exciting for me. And so when they launched the Easy Eats, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more, I was back into the game like I used to do in the old company, but I was even stronger now because as an IWH certification, I understand that this marries together what you eat and how you serve your body with the essential minerals and all the things that we need. When we bring that together, that's harmony, and that's life changing. And so for the past, since January, I've had this complete overhaul in my own life journey, because I have healed in I've healed in so many different ways, right? I don't have the inflammation. I'm losing weight. I'm part of the Hope program, and I'm controlling my hormones, and I'm like so much better, clearer mind. You just list it, life is there. So, but before I get into the Easy Eats, I just wanted to bring you back a little bit about how we've gotten to where we are in the grocery stores. So back in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, life started speeding up. Women started going back to the workforce. Families were juggling more, and the food industry saw the opportunity and they capitalized on it. They moved quickly to build an entire convenience food industry, and it happened overnight. Think about TV dinners, frozen food entry like entrees, box mixes, canned goods, salad dressing, sauces. Then they all of a sudden they started getting really gourmet like, right? And if you didn't know, the fastest growing aisle in the grocery stores are your freezer aisles. So next time you go to the grocery store, pay attention and look at all the frozen stuff, all the pre-made stuff that you can just throw into your cart. And then they marketed it as empowerment. This is going to save you time. You're going to skip the work because cooking is hard. Just heat up the dinner and you'll be done, right? And honestly, that sounded so magical. And that's where I was when I was a young mom. I was pulling all this stuff because it felt easy, but then there was a repercussion on my health. So when you're looking at convenience, you're also looking at what are the ingredients. And this is where I really would encourage all of you to really start looking at ingredients, because as they're manufacturing, they're looking at bottom line. They're not looking at clean ingredients. And I have to tell you, when I, hear the scientists or the Steve Wallach and the purpose and the ingredients that they put into all of their products, the spice blends, as well as the nutrition part of it or the supplement part of it, they want the highest quality, the cleanest, and the best. Well, the food industry, what do they want? cheap so they can make profit. So you're going to see, if you're start reading your labels, you're going to see there's more sugar, more preservatives, there's chemicals, refined carbs, seed oils, ingredients most people can't pronounce. And what's really interesting is that during COVID, there was this a new thing that showed up where you make a call, which was like a delivery company that would bring food to your house. Well, now that's almost like cooking for people. Like it's just like wild. So my goal is to really encourage you guys to start reading those labels, but I want to bring you back into the kitchen with fast and easy meal solutions and ideas. And because when you start eating well and you start reducing the salt, the sugar, and all the chemicals, and you're eating real food, you're going to see a change physically in your body for sure. And we really have to think about our children, because our children are caught up in fast food, right? They're eating baby food out of pouches. There's so much there. So now let's start talking about the easy eats and what makes them so special. So easy eats, there are 8 different blends of easy eats, and I'll talk about each one of them. But what I love about them is that you can pronounce all the ingredients. The ingredients are clean. There's no preservatives, additives. They're gluten-free. And if you look, I wanted a package that wasn't opened yet. If you look at the top right here, you're going to see that it says vegan, gluten-free, nut-free, seed oil-free, non-GMO. That's a big deal. And what I love about these packages, there's about 9 tablespoons per package. So you make a lot of meals with that, because a little goes a long way. And then they're zipped. You can see I've eaten some of these bags. So they're zippable, resealable, and they're amazing. So I'm going to go through. Is there any questions before I start going through everything?
Yes, AJ has a question. AJ.
Okay, Denise, how old are your children?
I have a 34-year-old daughter and a 31-year-old son.
How long have they been eating Easy Eats?
Easy Eats came in January. No.
Folks, how long have they been eating your spice recipes?
So they've been eating my recipes, and for 20 some years they've eaten well.
Okay, so the question is
since 2005.
Okay.
So
they were pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, do kids actually like it?
They love it. I can tell you stories of, and this is a misconception in the world, right? Because when there's so many artificial flavorings out there, I think it really plays on your tongue, like your taste buds. When you can introduce your kids to delicious food, right? I used to go and do cooking classes in people's homes, and we'd invite a few people. And I remember my very first event that I ever did, and there was a specific salad dressing that was available. And salad dressings are pretty dirty on the supermarket shelves. There's a lot of preservatives, and salad dressings are super easy to make, guys. I'll throw a whole pile on my website for you guys, but it's really like, you could do them with some olive oil if you want to. And I've learned some stuff from Dr. Wallach about oils that we shouldn't be ingesting too much. So I've been changing up my stuff. But I remember this little guy, he was in grade 1. And he said to his mom, "Mom, if you buy this salad dressing, I promise you I will eat salad every single every single time at lunchtime at school."
That's awesome.
So I think there's, we have to work with our kids. We have to encourage our kids to try things. Did they like everything? Absolutely not. But did they eat delicious food? Yeah. And there's a funniest story. There's this hilarious story in my family. I'll share it because it's so funny. So sometimes I really a lot of times I don't follow a recipe. I actually I would consider myself a recipe developer. And because I don't follow recipes. Anyhow, one night I made this meal and they all come down. And we always sat down for a meal. Like we never ate in separate rooms. We always came around the kitchen table and we had dinner. And one night, my son, he's probably about 14, I guess, takes a bite of this, whatever I made. And he goes, and then his dad takes a bite. And then they look at me and Dallas, my son, goes, "Are you ready to eat her prison slop tonight?" And like sometimes things just don't work out right. I was busy and I was doing all kinds of stuff. And so I had a bite and I went, oh no. And so that went into the garbage. And it was one of the nights where we ordered pizza. But it was like, it's just these memories. You can make so many fun memories around the kitchen table, in the kitchen, the heart of the home. Every good party is about good food. And we're moving into the Christmas season. So, follow my website with my recipes, because I'm going to bring you inexpensive recipes for cheese balls and all kinds of entertaining meatballs and all kinds of stuff that you don't have to buy the stuff that's loaded with chemicals. And that's just a funny story from my boy, right? You're going to eat this. And he's 31 now. We still laugh about that because it was like just a moment in our lives. So maybe I shouldn't have said that, but anyhow, it doesn't matter.
I know. I think it's great because you're bringing real life situations where I'm like you. I very seldom follow a recipe. My partner, his recipes are all up here.
Yep.
And he loves to cook. And people are like, "Oh, can I have the recipe?" Yeah, when I get a chance to write it down. But it, like you, I started cooking young. I remember 7 years old, I made a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. And instead of a quarter teaspoon of salt, it was a quarter cup of baking soda. And my dad ate it and kept telling me how good and wonderful it is. And I cried because I knew he was lying. I couldn't eat it. But there's no mistakes in the kitchen, just like you had said.
No.
It's all learning moments.
And I think it's like, there's so many beautiful kitchens. People are like, I'm going to have a beautiful kitchen, yet they're not cooking in their kitchens. And I've seen this. I would go into beautiful homes and it was like, and it's not anyone's fault. I don't think. I think the food industry has just really done a great job at really marketing. Cooking is hard, and it's not hard when you have the right ingredients and you're following a simple recipe. Like my recipes, don't give me a complicated recipe. I'm not interested in a complicated recipe. I'm like, literally, I want maybe 5 ingredients at the most. I want to get it done in the air fryer, either on the cooktop or bake it in the oven. That's it. You can barbecue if you want to, but that's my boy's job. And so, and I look at my own kids now. My daughter is an amazing cook. Because I just like, I'd watch them cook, right? I'm like, oh my God, don't cut yourself. Like, and my son, his girlfriend does not cook, but he cooks, right? And so he'll phone me and he's like, how do you make that, Mom? And how do you make this, Mom? And my husband cooks, right? And I think there's just so much, don't ask me to bake. I'm a really shitty baker because I have to measure. And if I succeed at baking anything, that's a win in my life, right? But, there's other food products coming in with Youngevity, and I'm starting to experiment with those. I won't talk about those today because we want to focus on Easy Eats, but those will help me bake. I know that. So it's going to be okay.
I love to bake. I love to bake.
So did that answer your question, AJ?
Okay. And it's got 2 thumbs up.
Awesome.
2 thumbs up. Awesome.
Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, tell us, as I'm looking at these, absolutely, you can read all the ingredients. You got the pouches. some of those pouches, there's 20 servings in that one pouch. That's less than 50 cents.
Yeah,
that
because
you're
they're like,
adding.
I in Canada, these are $12.95. What is the price in the US?
Wholesale price is $9.95.
Okay, because $12.95 in Canada wholesale.
Mhm.
And these go a long ways. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually kind of highlight each one and give you some ideas of what you can do. And then my plan is to whip these like try to put as many recipes up onto my website so that you guys can just click and follow the recipe and then let me know if they taste good or not. This is the thing that's hard for me, right? I'm creating recipes and then I have to make sure that I write it all down and get it up on the
Yes.
website so that you can duplicate it. And when you're not used to doing that, it's challenging, but
I get
but I'm
it.
getting it
I
done.
get it. AJ has
Okay.
another question.
Okay,
One of
guys.
them, one of the products said it was 120 servings.
Yeah. No. Because they say a serving, this is interesting, is 1/3 of a teaspoon. So I've kind of asked that question. Why would you wouldn't use 1/3 of a teaspoon? So there's 1/3 of a teaspoons in here, right? So an average, I think I use at least probably a tablespoon for most of the stuff I do. I'll use a tablespoon, sometimes two to make a meal. Okay. So if anybody wants to convert what a tablespoon is in 1/3 of a teaspoon, I don't know what that is.
It's three tablespoons to 1/4 of a cup, and I think there's 3 teaspoons to a tablespoon.
So then 1/3 of that, like I don't know. I'm not going to do the math because I'm not good at that. But that's how the manufacturers manufactured it or labeled it. So I've asked Annalise about that a little bit. So all you need to know is there's 9 tablespoons on average.
Okay.
It's like measuring them out. I'm measuring these. So
Is that the same for the bursting berry blend? Because that
yeah.
one.
This is 1/4 teaspoon for 120 grams.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So most recipes, you're going to start with a tablespoon or a teaspoon, and then you're going to work up from there. And I always start with little and then move up. Okay. So sometimes I'll start with 1 teaspoon and I'll do 2nd teaspoon until I get the right flavor. And then, but the recipes that I put up normally use what I say because then it's really good. Okay.
Cool.
So I'm going to start explaining and talking about this. So when Easy Eats first came out, they had littler packages, okay? So now this is the actual size of the packages, this size, not the little guys, okay? So, but we still have this in the warehouse, and they're jam-packed, they're full. So one of the spice blends that came out the first run, because they're developing new spices all the time, and we're going to get new spices in 2026 again, which I can't wait to get my hands on. So the Cowboy Salsa mix is, I think, one of my favorites. I use this in everything, and it's got like a Southwest smoky chili, chipotle, and a little tang. It's got a little bit of heat. It's good. And you think, okay, I'm going to just give you names like a taco skillet. So use it in tacos. Use it on, rub this on your chicken, and you have like a really beautiful smoky roasted chicken. You could throw that in the air fry if you want, or throw it into your barbecue. Sweet potatoes in this, that's just beautiful together. You have the chili, you can make chili with this. You could make a salsa chicken bowl with this. You can actually make, this is great in eggs, so you can whip it up in omelets. You could do it in beans. What else have I done? I've actually put it in cornbread, biscuits. So you can just use the seasonings in a wide variety of ways. A quick idea is a can of tomatoes, a can of corn, a can of black beans, onions, and this. And you're done. And yeah, it's really good. And I'm sure some of my friends out there will have other recipes for that. So that was that. The other one they came out with was salsa. So same kind of thing. It's bursting. It's a bright, zesty cilantro forward. And there's chili and cumin in it. I'm not a cilantro girly friend. I can taste it. So this has not been my favorite. But again, those of you that like cilantro, again, think fajitas, you make your salsas with it. You can put it in tomato soup and heat it up with some tomato soup if you want. You could do shredded chicken salsa, rice. These two mixed in rice is delicious. So you can do a smoky rice with that. I can't pronounce it.
Pico de gallo.
And then, they make great salad dressings too, right? So I think every spice makes a great salad dressing. You just have to try it. Okay, bursting berry.
I wasn't a cilantro person very much either until I met my partner, and he does cilantro on everything and garnishes with cilantro, not parsley, cilantro. So I decided to look up the health benefits of cilantro.
There's
oh my
big health.
goodness. I love cilantro now.
Yeah, there's big health benefits with cilantro, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things right now is like you take real chicken and you season your chicken. You take your pork. Oh yeah, this is what I did do. I cook for a senior. I have this beautiful woman in my life. She's 87. She's partially blind. She's deaf, but she wants to stay independent. And so she has an apartment building. She can afford the apartment. If she goes to a home, right, she'll have no control over everything. It's super expensive. So this summer, she was like she was going to order food from some type of manufacturer that makes foods that they'll deliver to your house. And I looked at her and I said, and you're going to eat that crap and you're going to get sick. Why aren't you asking me to cook for you? I will make you frozen meals and then you can just reheat them for yourself. So I've been cooking for my senior now for 9 months for sure. And everything I make for her, you can see it. You can watch me on Facebook. You'll see I'm cooking for my senior. I normally do it on Sundays. And so beef tenderloin or pork tenderloin, she loves pork tenderloin. You can rub pretty much any of these spices on a pork tenderloin, wrap it in tin foil and bake it in the oven, or you could do it in the air fry. And your pork tenderloins are going to be outstanding and so delicious. And she always says to me, I don't know what you do to those pork tenderloins. They're just delicious. And this is the thing when you cook. So this is how you manage. So number one, you take time on a weekend and you get, like, I'll go to Costco and buy a whole rack of chicken and chicken breast, chicken thighs. And then I will make 3 or 4 different kinds of meals within 2 hours at the most. And then I cool them down and I vacuum seal them and they go in the fridge and they're all portion control. Now, this is the power of a busy household where you just pull that out and you reheat it. But you're not eating the crap from the grocery store aisles. You're eating the food that you've created at home that's healthy. So follow along and we'll teach you how to do those things.
So less chemicals, less preservatives, less artificial flavors.
Yep. And you can control it all. So bursting berry. A lot of people love this. So this here is like, it's got organic raw brown sugar, I can't pronounce, BOOIBOS, Robus. Okay, thank you. Strawberries, hibiscus, and raspberries. Okay, this is really good, and there's lots of different ways you can use this. You can add it to, so let's go back to flavored yogurts. Okay, sugar. This is sugar. Okay, but at least it's not syrup, and at least it's not white sugar. It's a raw organic brown sugar. Okay, so I still consider it sugar. So I don't want to use a lot of this in my diet because I'm trying to reduce sugar. But if I need a sweet treat, adding this to plain yogurt is absolutely delicious. Okay, you could add it to whipping cream and you have a berry flavored whipping cream. You could add this to scones and make a berry scone. You could add it to your blueberry or to your pancakes. You could add it to any baking. there's lots of different ways to use this. And let's look in what else here. Oh, chia pudding. If you guys like overnight oats, not that I like to eat oats, but overnight oats, you can put in your smoothies. It's actually not bad with whipped cottage cheese. It's like this, almost like a cheesecake flavor, if you're interested in doing that. Great for fruit dip for your kids. Because, let me just explain something. If you buy a flavored yogurt and you look at the panel in the back, the ingredients, and you look at the nutrition facts, they'll say sugar. 3/4 of a cup of any flavored yogurt will have anywhere from 17 to 20 grams of sugar. So the food industry says yogurt is healthy for you. So people are eating supposedly these flavored yogurts, but when they do the math of taking, let's say it runs up to 20 grams divided by 4, that's 5 cubes of sugar they're eating first thing in the morning, and they think it's healthy. So this is where understanding the sugar is so important, right? Because I get people in my evaluations that I do, I'll ask them, how do you eat? Tell me what's, and they're like, oh, I have this. I ask them, is it flavored yogurt? Yeah, well, you're sucking on 5 cubes of sugar first thing in the morning, and they don't know it, right? It's not anybody's fault. It's just that we don't get that information out. So buy plain Greek yogurt, add a little bit of this. This will have sugar in it, right? So, but you can control the sugar. Okay, so lots of stuff to do, lots and lots of things you can do with that. And I'll throw up some recipes, good in smoothies if you want. Okay, finger licking good. I have a friend, this is so funny. I have a friend in my community that I work with every single day. And one day we're chatting and she's like, I'm like, what are you doing? And she had like this plate. And she had the Caesar salad dressing on the plate. And she was just literally licking the Caesar salad off the plate.
Was that good? She didn't want to waste anything.
I don't know. It was so funny. I was dying, right? So we always say it's finger licking good. And it's the Caesar salad dressing. And the previous company I was with, they had a Caesar salad and I didn't like it. I thought it was the grossest thing because I always made Caesar salad from scratch. I don't need to make Caesar salad from scratch anymore. This Caesar salad dressing is the best Caesar salad dressing. And I have tons of people in my life that have purchased this, started cooking with this, and they are absolutely loving it. So there is a really awesome recipe on my website to make Caesar chicken salad pizza. And the base is just chicken and the Caesar salad dressing in the chicken. It's so delicious. And then you kind of freeze it, you throw it in the oven and bake it from frozen. So it's your pizza crust. You make the dressing and then you hit it, you throw that on your pizza and then you hit it with romaine lettuce and parm on top. And you're eating the Caesar salad, but it's a pizza. And I'm telling you, it is so good. And so I actually made it. I had the privilege of having Louise, Cheryl, and a few other people over, and I made them that pizza and they were like, oh my God, that's so good. So this here is super versatile, and you can put it in marinating chicken with cream cheese. It makes a beautiful sauce. You could, the salad dressing itself is super easy to make. You can make it just as a dip for vegetables. You can throw it on roasted veggies. There's all kinds of ways of using this, but no need to buy a jar of Caesar salad mix because there's all kinds of crap in there. So that's a good one. Okay, next one is this is the signature burger sauce. So this is a really versatile blend. It's got chives, garlic, parsley, red peppers, zesty, savory. When it says burger sauce, it can be used on all meats. Okay, don't, just because it says burger, just don't think it's a sauce. You can put it in the meat to make the burgers, the meatballs. You can make it, you can add it to, you can make dressings. Like, so the recipe, there's a recipe, you know, the Big Mac sauce. Well, we can teach you how to make a clean Big Mac sauce with this. So you don't need to have the Big Mac sauce because it's super easy. It is a little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of relish if you wanted to, a little bit of ketchup, which I don't really like to use, but a little bit of ketchup and this. And that makes your Big Mac sauce and it's delicious. So this one's really versatile. There's lots of different ways. Put it on all your meats and have some fun with it. Because one of the things that's really important in a healthy diet is to be protein forward in our meals, right? So trying to get 30 grams of protein in for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then reducing your carbs, reducing your sugar is going to really support you for a healthier you too, because it's yeah, I think it's important. So the next one that I really love, but it's almost empty, is the sesame ginger blend. So if you like Asian food, all things Asian, you can make salad. Like I make a beautiful coleslaw, and I have carrots and cucumbers and relish, cabbage, and a lot of times for cabbage I will use Brussels sprouts instead of a head of cabbage. If you've never done a Brussels sprout slaw, it's delicious. And then you make a salad dressing with oil, a little bit of oil, but I use mostly like just a little bit of sesame seed oil to give that nutty taste. I do rice vinegar, a little soy sauce. I don't use soy sauce. I use tamari, because that's cleaner. And then this, and then you can squeeze lemon or orange or something sweeter, and you get this beautiful, amazing salad dressing. You can also use it for stir fries. You can put it in your rice. There's like, it's in your pork, like even if you want to rub it onto a pork tenderloin, or you want to rub it onto your chicken breast and just throw it in the air fry, it makes delicious. Like think chicken legs, chicken wings, different things like that. It's delicious. Some people like it on I'm just looking at shrimp, and you can make a really beautiful dipping sauce for dumplings and stuff like that. So I'll get those recipes up on the website too. Okay, this one, sweet maple blend.
That sounds really good.
This is unbelievable. I was like really sad when I couldn't get the old version, and then they came up with this version, and they're all better than the original versions of anything. Honestly, these are so tasty. And the sweet maple blend is, you can make salad dressings with this. I made my mother used to make a really beautiful, very simple salad dressing where she had um, vinegar, oil, a little bit of dried mustard, salt and pepper, and she would use sugar. I started using this instead, and you put it on a spinach salad, and it is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So you can put this with mayonnaise, and rub your salmon. It puts a beautiful glaze on your salmon, puts a beautiful glaze on your chicken thighs. I like combining these two sometimes. So I got a sweet and savory. It works really well too. So there's lots of things you can do with this one. It's great on sweet potato.
Well, I was going to say, when you mentioned using the Cowboy salsa with sweet potatoes, I would rather use the maple.
Yeah.
And then
The maple on
for
sweet
salmon,
potato.
have you ever put mixed it with cream cheese instead of the mayonnaise and put that on your salmon?
No, I'm gonna try that.
So good.
Okay.
So good. Especially for people that don't like that gamey taste when you get the salmon that's not farm raised. It just makes such a mellow, oh, I love it.
Okay.
I'm getting
So you're
hungry.
saying cream cheese instead of mayonnaise.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be trying that because I try to eat salmon every week. So we're gonna try that recipe. Think roasted vegetables too, like carrots, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and all you would do is chop up your vegetables, throw a little oil on, and then sprinkle this on top, and then bake them in the oven or your air fry, and they are like really good, very tasty. Okay. Really good on pork tenderloin. My senior always wants pork tenderloin. I'm like, okay, girl. All right. And my favorite, last but not least, is the roasted garlic aioli seasoning. This is like pure garlic. Mwah! This is so
Mm.
tasty, so delicious. And it's basically it's all garlic, granulated, and it's just no need. The stuff in the grocery stores that you purchase in the little jars are like not good. This is pure garlic and it's absolutely delicious. And I put this on everything. I very seldom crush a garlic anymore. I just don't. But the aioli sauce is super easy to make. So a little bit of a mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip, mayonnaise. And then you put this in with lemon juice, stir it around, and you have this unbelievable aioli that you can use for all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's delicious. And you can put it on potatoes, grilled chicken. You can mix this with butter and put it, if you're eating, garlic bread or something like that, you can put it on garlic bread. You can put it on, make it as a dip. Anytime you use garlic, this is where you have to go. It's just that
All
good.
right.
Right?
Good to
So,
know.
yeah, I had a few recipes, but we'll cover that. And
Well, we've only got 6 minutes left in our program today. And I mean, you've covered all 10 of the YGY Easy Eats. So
Yep.
folks, if you're looking for some tasty ways to add some good flavor without adding any of the bad stuff,
Yeah.
make sure that you get back with the person that shared this program with you and say, hey, I want to try some of these easy eats. She listed all of them. I mean, there's so many of them that sound fantastic. Make sure that you get back with the person that shared this program with you and say, hey, I want to try this, this, and this.
And they make great stocking stuffers. Like, a lot of people think about this. Instead of bringing a bottle of wine or alcohol to someone's home, grab some Easy Eats and bring that to the table. They'll love you.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's a really good idea. I was looking for something different for my partner, and I know he's not watching today. So okay, Easy Eats going in his stocking.
Yep. And just think,
Fantastic. Thank you for that.
And I think in the end, when you start paying attention to your ingredients, right? Because it's a whole, with Youngevity, it's all about a whole life of health.
Yes.
It really starts like when we think about what Dr. Wallach started, right? He was like, nutrition isn't important, but he's asking you to really pay attention to the good food and bad food list. And so reading your labels is going to help you get out of trouble health-wise. And when you bring good food in, you're going to notice a difference just in that. And being protein forward rather than the carbs and the processed foods, eliminating that will help your body.
Oh, absolutely. I know that one for a fact. Well, AJ has another question. And Bruce is saying, Denise is great. When is she coming back? Thank you. So thank you, Bruce. And, Jill had made a comment where she actually puts plant-derived minerals and marinates her meat in plant-derived minerals, which helps to tenderize it, plus adds the minerals that you're not going to get in some of almost all of your whole meats, muscle meats.
Well, that was an interesting learn to me. Cheryl was telling me about that, and I'm like, you don't have to buy expensive cuts of meats. You got the benefits, right? She said half an hour, that meat will get tenderized. So, you know what? That's the next step for me, is using the supplement products and introducing them into my everyday cooking. That's what I want to do next.
Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I love using all of our drink mixes. I'll put into yogurt, in addition to my water, or into sour cream, into cream cheese. It's just endless.
We need to do
AJ,
that.
So just real quick, I don't know how appropriate this question is, but I noticed that it said that the pack that has 12
The
easy
bundle.
packs in the bundle. So it's giving 12 of them,
Yeah.
but you have to be a distributor to buy it. Do you have any insight on that? Or, I mean, I can imagine
I
why.
that is I I do not have any insight on that. The one spice that is sold out now because it was so darn good is the guacamole. So you will not find the guacamole, which originally was in there, but it's sold out now. It'll be coming back, not sure when. There are some on the website. I thought there were collections, but I didn't think they were just for distributors. I thought that would be open to customers.
No,
So,
it says you have to.
well, maybe we need to get that corrected.
Well, I could see why, because it's a little bit of a discount uh on the discount price. And
Yeah.
then so I can imagine that they would want this for a distributor to maybe dole out to somebody. I can
Well,
imagine.
this is a really interesting part of the business now because, you know, if you wanted to make an impact in the world, you could really just focus on the food and become a distributor and just focus on food. And if you're interested in doing trade shows or doing, cooking classes and stuff, this is a business that's going to run. You can make really good income on the spice side of things, and then jump into the health and wellness, just like so many of us have done, and open up the doors on both sides. So there is some huge opportunity if anybody's looking for a business that they can call their own. You could definitely do this avenue of spices. I did it for 20 years and I'm going to keep doing it plus.
That's right.
That plus part I absolutely love. As I have learned so much in my 10 years with Youngevity, being raised on a farm, we raised our own meats, we got stuff from the garden, we were doing things just as homemade as possible. I still was getting sicker and sicker until I met Youngevity and met Dr. Wallach and heard about his philosophy, and it just made sense to me and just has changed my life. And that's why I do what I do.
And
And
it's changed mine. Like I'm not the same. I'm not the same person. And I am so grateful that Youngevity stepped in and said to those that were part of the other company, hey, we have a helping hand and we're here to help you. If you want to step into it, come. And it was the best gift ever. It was the best gift ever.
Well, wonderful, wonderful. And, it is the giving season, folks. So if you're looking for something unique to share with others, check out Easy Eats and nutrition in general, giving that for Christmas gifts. I have a customer I absolutely love. She calls me about this time every year, and she did this past weekend, and orders a lot to give as gifts.
Yeah.
And she just like, it doesn't make any sense for me to order them chocolates and give them chocolates because it's just making them sicker and sicker. And she's in her 80s. She's like, I would rather give them the opportunity of having good nutrition. And that just touches my heart because, that's what so many people are missing and what they really need for Christmas, folks, whether they know it or not. Well, Denise, thank you so much for being on Daily with Doc and Becca with us today. We greatly appreciate you sharing your story and how you've been able to, analyze your life before, figuring out what needed to be changed. You got into the home cooking and the spices, which has led you now to our amazing community. And we're so thankful to have you as part of it. Thank you, Denise Thibodeau. Appreciate you very much. And we look forward to having you on again. And if I could just have the co-hosts up on the screen with me, I could not do this program without every one of them, or I probably could, but I would be a basket case, which I'm thankful for the Hope program also, because that makes me even less of a basket case. But anyways, today we have on with us Sherry Browning, part of our tech crew. She is responsible for making sure that things are getting out to the different platforms. So if you're watching us on Facebook or Rumble or YouTube or listening to us on Spotify, Amazon TV, X, Instagram, she's one to thank. And the other person to thank for all of that, because he's like, we got to be on this and this and this and this, and that's AJ. So thank you to both of them, as they are my tech crew today. And if you got into the live Zoom room, folks, it's because Albert let you in. So you need to owe him a thank you, as he is joining us from South Africa. And if you're here in live with us, which, you're really missing out if you're not, because in that chat, we have the amazing Marilyn Fingers, who AJ is trying to do this, folks. We just need to show AJ some love. Okay, there we go. Marilyn does such a fantastic job as she's doing the dictation and bringing more information to the chat. So a great way for those who are here live with us, who are taking notes. You may not be able to type or write fast enough. Marilyn, she can type faster than we can speak and does just a fantastic job. Thank you so much, Marilyn. And folks, if you are interested in knowing more about being part of this community, part of this family, we invite you, because our doors are open. If you have a heart for others, a heart to help others find a healthier life, healthier journey, then you're listening to this program for that reason, if nothing else. Get back with the person that shared this program with you. If there is no one to thank, I do have a call team of certified holistic health coaches, which everybody on this screen are certified holistic health coaches, that you can reach at 855-949-3377. This is for people that are not working with anybody already, that have not purchased any of the Youngevity products, and you're looking to get plugged in for the first time. Again, that's 855-949-3377. Otherwise, somebody cared enough about you to share this program with you. Tell them thank you and care enough about the time that they spent to share this information with you. Denise, thank you for spending your time with us and helping us learn more about the YGY Easy Eats, as that's not something that we have mentioned on our program today. So now we've got that checked off our list. Thank you, everybody. My name again is Becca Dukes, as a certified holistic health coach, certified naturopathic practitioner, and the director of student services for the Institute of Holistic Health. You also can be part of the CWHC family. Get more information by going to coach.dailywithdoc.com. This program is being sponsored by dailywithdoc.com, where you can find more information like the good foods, bad foods list, articles, and products if you're not working with somebody already. Until next time, bye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat,